Hey, kia ora, Helen Brahms coming to you live from Colorado Springs in Colorado. How has your day been? Have you had a super fantastic, sparkling, magical Monday? How was your concentrating on being? Hang on, what are we doing? Oh yes, the magic of being. That was our mindset. How did you get on with that today? Did you learn to be present when you were talking with somebody, when you were concentrating on something? Did you turn your phones off? Did you remove distractions so you could just be present? Remember, 2 ears, 2 eyes, 1 mouth, use them appropriately, proportionally. You were given two ears and 2 mouths. Jeepers. Hi. Yes, you were given two ears and 2 eyes with only 1 mouth for a reason. So were you able to be present? On your business, what did I put for business this morning? I had a total mind blank. Oh, no, the magic of personalization. How did you personalize stuff for your clients today or your vendors and things like that? Were you listening, watching, keeping this zipped so you could personalize your service for them and find them the correct solution? You may not be the right solution for them, but you may know somebody who is, just because you listened or you watched their reactions to different things. And then on your fun thing, did you learn any magic tricks today? I didn't learn any magic tricks. I did get my laundry done, but I didn't learn any magic tricks today. And then we have a question from Kate. Kate, we got a genealogy question in today. So if you have a question about genealogy, shoot me a private message. I'm starting to do these questions on genealogy. I'm probably going to end up doing them as a separate Facebook Live, because then I can put them on YouTube in a different area to Helen's Great Adventures. So we are still looking for somewhere to go on Wednesday. The HOA in this area has kicked us out. I don't know what is going on with my phone, because my Wi-Fi is going and it's very strong. So I apologize for the interruptions on the Wi-Fi signal. So I've got about 3 or 4 different options for Wednesday, just trying to figure out which one I'm going to do, figure out the last, if I'm heading back to California or what I'm doing. So anyway, but we are going to start doing separate Facebook Lives on genealogy questions that people have. So if you have a question on genealogy, please send me a private message, and who knows, your question could be our genealogy question of the day. Okay, so Kate wants to know where she can find articles about her ancestors. Oh, this is a good question. If your ancestor did anything newsworthy, then they could end up in a newspaper. In fact, newspapers are a great resource for genealogists, because in all the newspapers and stuff, they used to, I'll tell you this, newspapers were gossip magazines. I mean, you could go to, besides all the news that was in there, you could go to like the social pages and stuff where you had births, deaths, marriages, all listed on births, deaths, engagements, marriage notices, obituaries were in there. It's just like a big thing. And then it would tell you, and like from the late 1800s through to like about the 1950s, 1960s, they were still doing this. They would tell you, oh, this person was admitted into hospital for this reason. Oh, they're being discharged today and they're going home to their place, and put the person's address. And then it was sort of like, well, these people over here had these people from out of town come visit them, and now those people are now heading back home. Oh no, actually these ones are actually going to go on a cruise, and then they're going to come back, and then they're going to head home. So there were big gossip magazines at that time. But so there's a lot of things. If you're trying to find, birth information, death information, marriage information, baptism records, all of that sort of stuff, there's a really cool website. It's called newspapers.com. They have, and I'm on the page here, so they have one of the largest online newspaper archives. Now, if the newspaper that you, for the area that you are looking for is not available on newspapers.com, then go and search that particular newspaper and see if they have their own archival site. I know in New Zealand it's called Past Papers. You can go in there and you can search the papers in New Zealand. Newspapers.com have a whole bunch from all around, from different areas around the world. They have over, get this for a number, they currently have, as of today, 606,483,061 pages online from over 17,700 newspapers that date back from 1700s through to the 2000s. There are millions of pages that they're adding every month. It's really cool, and you can actually go in there and you can search by name, by keywords. You can then narrow it down to the areas like the state. If you're in the US, by the state, or the province in Canada, you can narrow it down by that. But like I said, if you can't find the particular newspaper online that you're looking for at newspapers.com, then you can go to look for the archives of the newspapers in your state. Where are they held? If they're not on newspapers.com, do they have their own site for it? Yes, there are subscription services for these. Past papers in New Zealand, there is not. I think it's, hang on, I'm going to bring it up here real quick because it's one of my bookmarks. Okay, so for the one for New Zealand is paperspast.netlib.govt.nz. Just go look up for Papers Past New Zealand and it will bring up the website for you. But they have, they go from like 1850 through to, no, hang on, they go earlier than 1850. They go from the 1st of January 1839 to the 31st of December 1950. They're kind of keeping it in line with certain records. So you can go in there and look up for birth announcements, death announcements, engagements, that sort of stuff there as well. So that's another place that you can go if you're from New Zealand, or looking up New Zealand archives. Different countries have different places where they keep their archives and stuff, but just check, go Google the country and go newspapers. But check out newspapers.com. Like I said, they have over 17,700 newspapers from the 1700s to the 2000s. Some of them are really hard to read, but you can actually, if you belong to Ancestry and you've got their mega subscription pack, the newspapers.com, I believe, still comes with that subscription, and you can actually clip the article and attach it to the person in your family tree, which is kind of cool, because when it's searching, when Ancestry is searching, it will actually search through newspaper articles and can actually take you to the newspaper article on newspapers.com and go, do you want to clip this and attach it? And they'll do it for obituaries, birth notices, death notices, articles. If they find your relative's name, if they find your ancestor's name in there, or somebody that sounds like your ancestor, they will flag it. They will put those little green leaves up there. And I have a question about those little green leaves, but that's going to be tomorrow's one. So tune in for tomorrow about that. And you can actually clip just that article and put it into your tree, and it pulls across all the source information, the date of the newspaper, the edition of it, where it was published, when it was published, where it was from, the name of it, and all blah, 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 blah. So all your sources are automatically pulled in. And sources are very important, and we're talking about them on another Facebook Live. So yes, so newspapers.com, great place to go find articles, even on events in history, to see how they used to report back in the day. You know, how did they report things in the 1700s? How did they report things in the 1800s? When did they get all really gossipy about society, about social gatherings and all of that sort of stuff? And like, they'll turn around and say that this person had a social gathering at their place, or had a dinner party at their place, and in attendance were, and then they will list all the people that were in attendance at that dinner party. It's actually really quite interesting reading to see just what they used to print in paper about people. So anyway, that's it from me for today. I'm sorry, I've had messages popping up on my screen through this whole thing. That's it from me for today. So I hope you all have a super fantastic, sparkling rest of your Monday off. I've got to go have dinner, and I've got a training session on tonight, and then I'm kicking back and relaxing for a little bit. So have a super fantastic, sparkling Monday, and we will catch you guys tomorrow. Remember, if you have a question on genealogy, send me a private message, and your question could end up being our genealogy question of the day. And genealogy, family tree, that whole thing, just send me a message. Who knows? Anyway, have a super fantastic, sparkling evening, and we will catch you on tomorrow morning for Tune Up Tuesdays. He konera.